How would you describe Pakistan's relationship with the Taliban? Two words: strategic blowback. Pakistan armed and nurtured the Taliban. It cheered their return to power, and now the same Pakistan is at war with them. It is bombing Taliban territory. There were fresh attacks over the weekend. Pakistani jets fired along the Afghan border. Pakistan says it was targeting terrorists, groups that attack Pakistani forces and find shelter on Afghan soil. But the pictures from the ground tell a different story. Kabul says Pakistani jets did not hit terrorist camps. They hit homes, a religious school, and civilian areas, and that too in the middle of Ramadan. Here's a report.
Pakistan dropped bombs on Afghanistan, not on a military base, on homes, on a religious school. In the middle of Ramadan, Islamabad says it was targeting terrorists. But these pictures from Afghanistan paint a very different story. Homes have been turned into rubble, Pakistani jets stuck in the night, leaving behind a trail of destruction.
Last night in Nangarhar province, in Besut district, at 12 a.m., enemy Punjabi aircraft bombed us. As a result, civilians, including women, children, and elderly people, were martyred with great cruelty during this month of Ramzan. This was a crime. Last night, it felt as if Judgment Day had passed over us.
It was 12 a.m. when the aircraft came. At first, we thought it was an earthquake and everyone ran out of their houses. Then the bombing started. When I returned home, only one person was unharmed, 2 or 3 people were injured, and 8 others were martyred.
Pakistan and Afghanistan share one of the most volatile borders in the world. The two neighbors have been at odds for years. But what happened yesterday was a significant escalation. Pakistan's military launched air raids along the Afghan border. The targets, according to Islamabad, were camps and hideouts belonging to a militant group. That group is called the TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, better known as the Pakistan Taliban. Now, the TTP is distinct from the Afghan Taliban. The Afghan Taliban governs Kabul. The TTP operates inside Pakistan. It has been waging a violent insurgency against the Pakistani state for years. Pakistan blames Afghanistan for sheltering the TTP. Kabul has consistently denied that. But Islamabad says it has run out of patience. The final trigger came weeks ago. A suicide bomber struck a Shia mosque in Islamabad. The capital itself was hit. The airstrikes over the weekend were Islamabad's response. Pakistan says it killed at least 70 militants, but there was no official confirmation for either figure. However, Kabul is offering a different version of events. The Afghan Ministry of Defense said that various civilian areas were hit. The Afghan Red Crescent Society put the death toll at 18. This includes both women and children. Afghanistan's response was swift and sharp. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs summoned Pakistan's ambassador in Kabul. It registered a formal protest at the highest level. In a statement, Kabul warned that Pakistan would be held responsible for the consequences of these strikes. It also said Pakistan's claims of 70 fighters being killed was inaccurate. India, too, has weighed in. New Delhi's response was direct and deliberate. India condemned the Pakistani airstrikes. New Delhi said the strikes represent another attempt by Pakistan to externalize its internal failures. India also reiterated its support for Afghanistan's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and independence. So what happens next is the critical question. The ceasefire between Pakistan and Afghanistan is fragile. It barely survived 4 months. The TTP continues to operate across the border. Pakistan says it will keep targeting militant infrastructure. That is not a stable situation. And for India, watching two hostile neighbors in open confrontation carries its own set of risks. The bombs have fallen, and no one in the region can afford to pretend this ends here.
Power doesn't end quietly. Some deaths are not accidents. They are messages. A gunshot. A crowd. A country frozen. The killer disappears. The questions don't. This is not just about who died. It's about what followed. Governments fell. Armies moved. History rewrote itself. 5 leaders. 5 moments. One pattern. The assassination.